Everyone, 1 2 1 2 and all that fly shit. Yeah. What's going on, everybody out there? Mr. Sandman signing back in real quick. Man, what a week. And of course, my apologies because I didn't go live on Tuesday. Um, I'm telling you, man, when your plate is full in reality world, it's really hard to really come on here and what y'all really want to, because I'll be loving to do the council roundtable and chop it up, chop it up with the fellas about the old fashioned wrestling. You know what I'm saying? But it just be times where when I finish doing my when it comes to work and school and stuff like that, it should be maybe too much. You know what I'm saying? To come on here and also talk wrestling because I also got stuff I gotta do around the house. I gotta of course everybody know I'm in a relationship, so I gotta spend time with my lady and stuff, and I got other things, other engagements to worry about. So this I do this for fun, and it is fun. Like I said, I love when motherfuckers come through and state their opinions, you know, positive, negative, what may have you about when it comes to wrestling and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely appreciate you, and I appreciate you guys' patience. That that waits around for a new roundtable discussion, and the new subs that come through that listens to the previous roundtable discussions. I definitely appreciate y'all too, and you know what I'm saying. That's what we do here, man. We talk wrestling and all that. And there's gonna be people out there this is not their cup of tea. They want to throw a little some subtle shots, what may have you. It's all cool. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever. This is not your cup of tea. This is not your cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I like to do. I like to sit around and have, conversations or whatever, like what adults do, whatever. You may say, oh, wrestling is fake or what may have you. Cool. But, so is many stuff that's on TV, like movies and reality shows or what may have you. So people could cut the bullshit about the wrestling is fake nonsense. But let's not even go there. Got my boy Nate in the building real quick. Yeah, buddy.
What's going on, man? I just finished the show, so everyone out there in YouTube land, check it out, Inside Wrestling. We go over Tony Khan's big surprise and some WWE news.
What you was saying? Was you able to hear me? Was I sounding good?
Yeah. Oh no, okay. I heard you. Yeah. No, I just tell him I got a show. Check it out.
He did look like a new dad a few minutes ago, didn't he?
Can you do me a favor? Can you turn that down in the background, please?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it down.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Good?
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome.
With some boxing on or something.
Yeah? Who's fighting tonight?
I don't know. Probably some guy against some guy. I don't even know.
Some guy. It's a boxer A versus boxer B.
Yeah, it's generic. It's Glass Joe versus I don't know.
Glass Joe versus Gabby J.
Gabby J. Yeah.
So how you been, Nate? Man, it's been a minute. How you feeling?
Good. Hey, I was telling Chris on the show, Shane McMahon's gone for WWE. This is not a work. This is legitimately true because if you watched SmackDown last night,
SmackDown.
So the Final Four, they showed a very quick glimpse of Shane McMahon in the ring for the Final Four, but they didn't show Lesnar throwing him out. So them cutting the footage of him getting eliminated at the Royal Rumble tells you, like, he's gone from the company.
Yeah, exactly. When they do stuff like that, when they basically try to erase your memory from any type of footage or what may have you, they know for doing that silly shit when they want people to basically forget about you.
Yeah.
So this is crazy. Like, let's rewind it real quick though, right? I heard that this dude, Shane McMahon, just came in and just started basically just strong arming everything. Like he got in a back and forth argument with JB Noble and everything about booking the Royal Rumble, and he wanted himself to look strong.
Yeah.
Like I ain't gonna lie, as you remember, I fell asleep on that shit. I don't give a fuck. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Cause we had to watch along and shit. And when it got to like I guess when it got to Edge versus Miz and stuff, and then after that, I was out for the count. Like this just
I
started
know
getting
I left the show because you were snoring. I said, okay, I'm out of here. I'm like, I said,
yeah,
Sam,
I
I'm
was
leaving.
out for
I'm
the count.
leaving.
And then a part of me was like, maybe I should take the shit. I'm like, nah, I'm fucked. I'm leaving that shit. These motherfuckers need to know about their product. Like, I fell asleep on a fucking lie. I never did that before. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for me to fall asleep the first time ever on a motherfucking the Royal Rumble of all, like,
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
you know what I'm saying? So
anybody that streams or listens to WWE in their car, like on the radio, don't. You're gonna fall asleep and crash your car and die. I don't care if you got drive assist. You're gonna die. So don't listen to WWE streaming in your car.
word, the fuck out of here. That shit is crazy. You might as well guzzle down some NyQuil.
Justin says he has like sleep problems and stuff. I told him, put on the Golf Network or WWE Monday Night Raw. That puts me shit out to sleep. I don't even need like ocean sounds or birds chirping. WWE
nature shows.
No, WWE Raw. I'm out 5 minutes.
Especially when this dude when Brock came out at number 30, I'm like, come on.
Oh, it's over. Yeah, it's over.
I was like, I'm over. I was about to shut the shit off right then and there. Like, come on, because we all knew what time it was after that.
Snuggles just said Rumble was great. What, Rumble in his stomach when he had to take a shit? What Rumble was he watching? 92? Was he watching Flair winning?
Yeah, he loves his WWE. To him, WWE could do no wrong.
Yeah, he gets free prescription or subscription to Peacock. That guy.
Shit. But yeah, that's what I heard about this dude, Shane McMahon. Like, he came back on some, on some strong arming type shit. But was he booked that strong in the Rumble? I don't really remember. Like,
no, not really. I think he eliminated one or two guys, Shane. But yeah, like one guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
He said what I read is he wanted to work with the young guys coming back. So which is not bad because he wants to probably be like the CM Punk kind of role, work with the young guys, and but Shane would be putting them over. I don't think Shane would be going over them. But
and I could see him like, working with like an Austin Theory.
Yeah.
Like basically, them, I guess, fighting over Vince, pause.
Yep.
Like basically saying that, Vince be some shit like, Austin Theory is like the son I never had type angle.
Well, no, did you ever see those Twitter things when like Vince is like wishing like Triple H a happy birthday, this and that, blah, blah, blah. It's all nice and lovely and everything. Then it comes to Shane McMahon. Happy birthday, Shane. It's like, what the fuck?
So this dude, so you said when we was offline, you said that Nick Khan was the one that got rid of him.
I think it was Nick Khan, yeah, because he's in charge of releasing the talent. It's basically like John Laurinaitis, Nick Khan, and then like Vince McMahon. Like Vince McMahon has the final say. So, but to get rid of
he does have the final say. So he really okayed that shit.
I think he doesn't see any value in Shane. So, like I said, nobody's safe. And if he doesn't see any value in you, he'll get rid of you. Because let's say if they're paying Shane $500,000, would you want to keep Shane McMahon around for $500,000, or would you try to recruit talent for like $125,000? You can get 4 people, and maybe 2 of those can be really good talent in the future. So you know what I'm saying? It's like cause and effect. So. I
guess, because but
I think Shane's done though.
Well, you said like if he was to show up on Dynamite, oh man, you want to talk about ratings?
if Shane shows up on Dynamite this Wednesday at the end of the show, the fucking internet would break. So,
yeah, I think so too. Like people would think, like, yeah, Shane is washed up, which he is. Like
he is.
It's just the allure, I guess you could say. Just the simple fact of him going over to Dynamite will be crazy. Just him.
But
the thing, he might not be able to use the same interest music though. Here Comes the Money.
No.
He won't be able to use that.
Well, they can find something similar to it. So, But the fact that Shane shows up, and remember that angle I said? Remember we were talking about when AEW first started and all these talents that they were using and like during the pandemic and this and that? There you go. You put Shane in, he gets these disgruntled AEW people that think their talent is saying, like a Cage. And then, I don't know who else, you find some other guys that haven't been used a lot. They're on like Dark and other shit like that. You form some kind of alliance, like the disgruntled workers or the disenfranchised workers. Then they take over like a Nexus kind of angle. That would be great for Shane, a Nexus takeover angle and stuff. And then you can have fucking Shane pulling fucking Tony Khan out of the seat, and he's controlling running Dynamite for a few weeks, And then what do you get? You get the Young Bucks and Omega back. Now you get them back to try to take over back the company from Shane McMahon and these disgruntled workers. So
here's the thing, though. But check this out. Here's the thing. Like I feel you're coming from with the whole disgruntled storyline.
Yeah.
But how would that tie into Shane though? Like, why would Shane care about them being disgruntled workers?
Because Shane's a disgruntled. Because look what happened. He just got his boot kicked out of WWE. His own family kicked him out of his own company. So he's a head disgruntled guy, So
yeah, but another company though.
No, I know, but it's another company. So he says, you know what? I can't defeat WWE, but maybe I can go into another company and try to take over them, So, either that or you have Shane work together with AEW and then try to take down WWE, working with New Japan and all that shit. But, I mean, Chris thinks, I honestly think this is a better option for Shane. Shane and Triple H both leave the company, go to Impact, buy Impact, and get New Japan and Ring of Honor talent to work together. Then you get that company to go against AEW, because I'm telling you, they're going to do a major fucking show at that football stadium in Jacksonville, 2-night event, probably by the end of this year or 2023. They're going to do a major show where you're going to have Impact, New Japan, Ring of Honor, AEW doing a major show for 2 nights. And shit.
Like a nice super show,
show. Yeah.
Or the wrestling.
When worlds collide, the wrestling world, So
that's what they did. Like, when's the last time we had something like that? When the worlds.
Well, they had a Worlds Collide pay-per-view back in the day with like stuff like that.
That's what I was saying. Like, when's the last time we had that? When worlds collide.
And then they had that pay-per-view in Japan with WCW, where they had like I don't know, it was like some Japanese companies were working together with WCW. They had like 300,000.
I think Hogan went against the Great Muta, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they had Muta, Hogan, they had Too Cold Scorpio, Vader, everybody. It was crazy.
Yeah, man, that's why that's when shit was fun. It's like we need shit to let's shake things up, man. And it's mainly because of Vince. Because Vince don't play well with others, and if he does play with others, he gotta make his people look the most dominant. The whole invasion angle.
Yeah. Like I said, if Vince wasn't around, if Vince was retired, didn't have any control of the company, and Triple H was running things, we would get a super show once a year with WWE, AEW, New Japan, all these companies working. You just check your ego at the door. That's it. So
yeah.
See what I would do. I would just have AEW guys fight AEW guys, WWE guys fight WWE. But in the last night, you have a battle royal. Anything goes, not sanctioned, nothing. And the winner gets a title shot of any title from any company. That's what I would do. Or like a Battle Bowl cup or something. Win a cup and get a title shot. And then
Battle
something
Bowl.
Like
Didn't WCW have some shit similar to that? Like,
yeah, they had a Battle Bowl back in the 80s or something like that.
Yeah, like they basically put like all the tag teams and like a mix, Like they mixed up all the tag teams.
Yeah.
Then they had one time they had Luger, they had Lex Luger and what's his dude name? Stevie Ray on the same team with some silly shit like
I
that.
think they had like Flair and Sting teaming up. They had some weird tag teams. Yeah.
Like that shit was a fucking setup.
Yeah. So,
Shit.
but anyway, I go back and watch that match. You remember that match they had Sid versus it was the Skyscrapers, and the guy kept trying to kick out of the pin, and they beat the shit out of him.
Oh yeah, they got tired.
Teddy Long was like, "Kick his ass, kick his ass."
That shit was funny as hell. I remember
kick his ass.
They were really trying to kill that dude because he kept kicking everything. He wasn't trying to sell nothing.
No, Dan
so
Spivey fucking punched him.
We're gonna beat the shit out of this dude now.
Dan Spivey legitimately punched him. I think so hard he broke his wrist or his hand. Spivey.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that.
He jacked him. If you watch the end of the clip, he fucking knocked him like hard, like solid shot to the jaw. Yeah, Spivey didn't fuck around. He was a big deal. He kind of sucked in WWF, you know, but I guarantee Bray Wyatt stole his gimmick because he was doing the old Cape Fear kind of gimmick, and then Bray Wyatt.
I think he got his blessing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he probably did. He probably did because he can't remember. Spivey was friends with Wyndham and stuff like that. So
yeah, he definitely got that Eater of Worlds gimmick from Spivey. Spivey let him rock. He was like, go ahead. He even told him a few things so how to really make it work.
Yeah.
So, you know, shouts go out to Spivey, man. That's what you call having the veterans get these dudes over, you know, like that's how it's always supposed to be.
Yeah. So,
but going back to this week in wrestling, as everybody knows, I didn't even get to watch the match myself, you know, but you know, this dude, CM Punk doing the right thing, doing good business and letting MJF give him.
I think he fucked up. I think he fucked up.
You think Punk fucked up?
I think Punk's fucked up. I think they should have had Wardlow cost MJF the match, and then we get the split with Wardlow and MJF, and then they feud, and then somehow Punk gets the world title. Then MJF beats Punk for the world title in Chicago. So I think it'll be a bigger impact if he beat him for the world title. But still, it was a good match. You know, still a good match.
Well, they were like, I heard they went like almost half hour, if I'm not mistaken.
It was 45 minutes. It was 45 minutes.
45 minutes?
Yep. And the only stoppage in the match.
See, this is what I'm talking about with AEW, man. AEW needs to stop that shit. You know, like, not every single match, not every single important match gotta be that fucking long. Like,
as long as it's good, as long as you're not like chokeholds for like 5 minutes and rest periods.
No, I definitely understand that though. I really do. But what if it was a match like a 20, 25-minute match?
No, I know.
And action packed. Just imagine if it was action packed, a good 20 minutes. That would make the match even better.
Yeah. I think they underbooked their show. I think Tony Khan thought, we have enough matches and segments we don't have to have them wrestle till like 10:30. Oh shit, we fucked up. We got to start this match at 10:15. So I think they fucked up there. They could have had one more match or something. Yeah. And where the hell is Miro?
They got motherfuckers there that's not even getting TV time.
Where's Miro?
For somebody else.
I'm gonna go to the supermarket tomorrow before I go to the casino. I gotta see if Miro's on a milk carton. Where is this guy?
That's what I'm saying.
I think he's showing up Wednesday.
They could have put Miro in the squash match. Right.
He's showing up Wednesday. I'm going to make a prediction. He's going to show up Wednesday when fucking Murder Hawk loses on Wednesday because, you know, he's doing the fucking job. He's going to attack Cowboy Man from behind, Miro. That's my prediction.
Yeah, you already know this dude. Murder Hawk is definitely not beating.
Oh, he can't win.
He's not beating Hangman.
He's like the big quarterback from the college football team that talks a big game, and then he finally gets to the big game and fucking throws an interception and loses the game. That's Murder Hawk for you.
No.
And here we got the WWE enthusiasts.
Hello.
Here comes
hello,
Dick
everybody.
Blower, WWE #1.
That's me.
Petroleum.
How you feeling, man?
Doing good. I've been making some big changes in real life, and then just watching wrestling, and I see.
Stop watching Raw. That's one change you need to make. Stop watching Raw.
No, it's a great product. Why would I stop watching something that's good?
Wow.
Great product, but that's what they said about the condom. And look at all the kids that are born every year.
Well,
Oh.
you know.
So
That's weird.
I don't get it though. Like, how you? That's what I wanted to ask you. So, how could you like this? You know what I'm saying? Like, all
Well,
jokes aside, like, what do you like about
okay.
Raw? That you know what I'm saying?
Well, the Rumble was great. Okay, the Roman
How?
Reigns match was really good.
Yeah, it was. It was.
good. Yeah, it was a good match.
The
finish
Miz and
kinda
Edge had a great match.
Oh, that sucked. I didn't like it.
I liked it. It was good.
The women's Rumble was good because you had a lot of the women get their stuff in, and then you got feuds. Developed a couple feuds along the way, so I give the women.
I enjoyed the women's Rumble. A lot of people didn't enjoy the women's Rumble.
I love the women's Rumble. I liked it.
The women's was better than the men's, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know about all that. I think
the men's Rumble was boring.
It's tough to say.
The only three good pops was Johnny Knoxville, Bad Bunny, and Shane. The rest of the pops, nobody got a pop really coming out. Brock Lesnar sucks.
People turned their TVs off when Lesnar came out.
Yeah, because they knew they was gonna win.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
Maybe they should pay their electric bills ahead of time. They wouldn't have to turn their TV off so early. But you know, for me,
knock it off. What the fuck?
I didn't mind Brock Lesnar coming out.
You don't mind anything WWE does.
Well, because from a storyline perspective, it makes sense to have Lesnar because at the beginning of the night, I remember predicting it. If you go back to your live, I said Brock Lesnar should lose this match to Bobby Lashley. I thought he was going to lose cleanly to Bobby Lashley, but it turns out Roman interfered. I did not expect the heel turn from Paul Heyman, but I just thought that Lashley would defeat Lesnar cleanly, and then Lesnar would go in the Rumble and then win and challenge Roman Reigns. But it still ended up working in my favor because he ended up joining the Rumble anyway. And it makes sense from a storyline perspective because he can't just go to SmackDown and be like, I want to challenge you for the title.
Yeah.
It's pretty. He does something like that anyway. If you notice, and he'll be like, just because he's Brock Lesnar, he could ask for any match he wants.
Well, now Lesnar's gonna.
So what's the difference now?
Well, kind of, because in this particular situation, what the problem with him just doing that is that if he's not the winner of the Royal Rumble, then somebody else is. So no matter who he goes to, what if that person would have picked that person he's trying to go against? So then it becomes a problem with storyline issue, which is why storyline wise, it was the safe and best bet to have Brock Lesnar win that Royal Rumble. You got to make it make sense.
Well, not even story-wise, Lion. If you look at it, you got two legit athletes main eventing WrestleMania night 1, night 2, whatever. Lesnar against Roman, MMA guy, and Lesnar, and then you got Ronda Rousey facing Charlotte, and MMA.
I don't like that. So, I don't like that. I don't like when people say, "Oh, Lesnar's an MMA guy." He was a WWE guy before he was an MMA guy.
No, I know, but still, he's a legit athlete, and he can back it up with an MMA career. Punk can't back it up with an MMA career. He lost.
He was 40. He was 40 years old, and he was fighting somebody who was 22 or 24. And on top of that, he has martial arts background, but just not as extensive as all those other guys.
He started too late, in his career. But I'm not going to shit on Punk because 99% of the jamokes out there would not fucking go MMA route,
Exactly. Or get in the octagon with any one of those guys. They would get tore up. Yeah, I give Punk credit for having the cojones to go in there and do what he had to do.
I agree. I do give him the balls. I mean, pause. I do give him.
Whoa! I'm sorry, that was coming up.
I do give him his props. I do give him his props for jumping in the octagon. But if you really look at it, if you really look at that shit, it looked like Punk never even had a real legitimate fight in his whole life while he was fighting in the octagon. He was not hungry for blood at all.
I like that video with Booker T, Stevie Ray. I like that video with Booker T, Stevie Ray, and MVP watching it. And Stevie Ray goes, "You got him in the squeeze. Once you get him in the squeeze, it's over." I love that. Got him in the squeeze.
What the hell keep hitting me up?
I was upset with the women's Rumble a little bit. Okay, so like here's my problem with the men's rumble. I had a couple of problems. I'm not gonna sit up here and say it was a perfect rumble. I said it was a great rumble. I didn't say it was a perfect rumble. What made me not like the rumble was a couple of things. One, not enough legends were in the rumble. I feel like
legends is there. There ain't no more legends to be around. Everybody's either dead or old.
Yeah, well,
now hear me out. Now hear me out. I think this is what I was expecting. I wanted Sandman to enter the Royal Rumble. Not you, Sandman, but the actual ECW Sandman.
He's old.
Let him come in. He don't even gotta do anything. All he has to do is just let him just do his entrance.
And that's the thing too. You know damn well he's not gonna come through drinking beer and spitting beer on people. It's PG. They're not gonna have him doing that no more.
Oh come on! It's WrestleMania season. Nah, it's different because it's WrestleMania season. So you know, around this time, WWE lets a little bit more stuff get away.
Yeah, if you was The Rock, they'll let The Rock, curse here and there. But
Sandman is not gonna grab a mic. He's just gonna make an entrance and chug beers.
Yeah, he's not a promo guy. Sandman was never a promo guy.
Yeah, he's just gonna go out there, do his entrance, bash a couple of beers over his forehead, and then hit people with candlesticks and get eliminated. That's all he had to do, and that would have got a great pop.
I was talking to Chris.
Probably overthinking said that. I think Punk should have went to MMA first, then cross over, I guess, to ECW because that's where he went first. ECW.
Yeah.
Well, that
was early.
I guess you could say because
I don't even think he expected to do that.
TNA first. He was in TNA first. He went
TNA,
to Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
wasn't he in OVW? No, he wasn't in OVW, was he?
Yeah, he was in OVW after he left Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor, yeah. But just think how much stock Punk would have been if he won those fights in MMA. He would have got like way more money to come back to WWE.
He would have been Brock status. He probably would have been Brock status.
Status.
Not as because Brock
won three quarter status.
Yeah, because he won the championship and all. So
some wrestling fans are really angry that not only WWE but AEW are allowing all these UFC and MMA guys to come over and they're trying to make them marketable. And I'm like, I agree to an extent on that issue because a lot of these guys, some of these guys can't really make the transition over to WWE or to wrestling in general, and it doesn't translate for them. But there's a few exceptions who are like on the cusp, like right there at the tip of possibly, being a star. That if they just had a little bit more training, like Ronda Rousey, I think if she really took her craft seriously in the ring, she could be a good wrestler because she's picked it up pretty well, but not as well as we would all hope to be. But she's done a good enough job to be at the main event. And yeah, she has her name that gets her there, but she has some skills in the ring. But if she had more training and took it more seriously, I think Ronda Rousey could be a force in that ring. I don't like her special though. Her special is fucking whack.
Yeah.
That was that end of the trail shit. What was that the fireman's carry shit?
It's like a Wish version of an angle slam.
Yeah.
Like instead of her landing like flat back, she spins with it.
Yeah, she does it with force and just brings you down. I'm like, are you trying to kill the bitch or are you trying to pin her 1, 2, 3? Like, which one do you want to do? She just like whips you to the floor. It's not even like I don't know what's worse, that move or the one that Wade Barrett used to have. Remember that move that Wade Barrett used?
Yeah, Wasteland was trash.
I thought that move was the worst move you could ever give that man. I'm glad he went to the Barrett's Barrage because that move that he had before was like I used to bang my head against the wall. Yeah, that's another one.
Some bad news.
Yo, I miss that guy, man. I'm happy he's in NXT, but if Wade Barrett were to make an entrance to the Royal Rumble, it'd be great.
I ain't gonna lie, like I used to fuck with Wade Barrett too, big time, especially when he was the leader of the Nexus. Like, and they just mishandled it because he was supposed to take over, being plain and simple, and they dropped the ball because they was too busy rubbing Cena's nuts. That's kind of what happened, but that's not okay. So with Bad News Barrett, the problem was he was the same way how Ryback had the bully gimmick, and they had to like cut that shit out because of the whole be a star thing. So a lot of people were complaining about Bad News Barrett because his jokes were too offensive and he was being too fucking his promos were too
I guess some people were offended by it, so they had to like tone it down a bit. And Wade Barrett was like, "Nah, I'm doing what I'm doing. It's getting over with everybody." But you know how WWE is because they're PG.
Ryback slapped Starks with that tuna fish and then put him through the table.
Yeah, exactly with the tuna fish sandwich. Like, you hungry, huh? Smack fire. How you can smack with a handful of tuna?
But y'all understand why Shane got let go though, right?
Yeah, nah, don't actually talk to us. Like, we want to know what's up with that. Like, what happened behind that whole situation?
So Shane McMahon was scheduled to be a producer for the Royal Rumble. He produced the Royal Rumble. The problem was, before the Rumble happened, they had like a little meeting, and Shane was trying to book the Rumble around him. In other words,
that same thing. Yeah, I heard that same thing.
So he wanted the final two to be him and Riddle. And from what I read, Riddle was supposed to lose to Shane. It was either or, but I think Shane wanted himself to beat Riddle to then have a feud with him.
I heard Riddle was supposed to win the Rumble.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Riddle was going to win. Yeah.
Yeah, but Riddle was supposed to win, but Shane wanted himself to be the winner. But then with the whole thing but then what happened was Vince and management that was working behind the scenes. They were like, well, we got to have Brock Lesnar come over because we were supposed to have this match between Brock and Roman. What was that pay-per-view that they were supposed to have it in? Was it SummerSlam or whatever? Whenever he caught COVID.
What SummerSlam, wasn't it?
I think so.
Well, yeah, when Roman caught COVID, and then they had to reschedule the whole event and have Brock Lesnar in that Fatal 5-Way. So now Brock Lesnar has to go in.
It was a couple of pay-per-views ago. That wasn't SummerSlam.
Yeah, which one it was.
Yeah, we know what you're talking about, though. Yeah.
Yeah. So since if Roman never caught COVID and didn't have to scrap that match, I believe Riddle would have won the Royal Rumble. But because they had to, they had to change everything. So they had to put Brock Lesnar back in that storyline and have him win the Rumble. But Shane was trying to make it around him and make himself the final two with him and Riddle. I was like, bro, that's not happening. So they had to let him go. Like, bro, you're bugging with that one.
Yeah, I heard he was backstage, like, basically on a strong arm type of time. He was cursing out Jamie Noble. They had got into a back and forth.
Yeah, Jamie Noble and him. Yeah, because Jamie Noble pushed back on it. He was like, no, that's not how we should do it. He didn't want Shane McMahon to win the Rumble.
That's what I was hearing. I'm like, come on, like, and a lot of people was upset about the whole situation. I'm like, man, look, I'm starting to think all y'all motherfuckers in WWE is mad pussy because every time you turn around, y'all getting pushed around, and all y'all can say is, "Oh, I'm angry, I'm upset." Say something, do something. Like, y'all need to come together and do something. Y'all just keep taking it up the ass all the fucking time.
Like I said, I've been saying for the last 2 years, everybody's walking on pins and needles and on glass. WWE.
Fuck that shit. Come on.
I mean, I love the Rumble was good, even though Shane he almost fucked it up. But other than that, it's a good Rumble.
Jamie Noble is one of the producers. Probably overthinking was asking what did Jamie Noble do anyway. He's one of the producers of the WWE. So, like most years, he does help produce the Royal Rumble and stuff.
And Jamie Noble, he doesn't get enough credit. He's been doing a hell of a job.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Jamie Noble, he do be putting together some good matches. I'll definitely give him that. Him and
he used to be a crowd favorite back in the day, and then the whole thing with J&J Security was awesome. That was a great storyline. I love the J&J Security.
Yeah, it was a good storyline. It was cool.
I love the J, but like now, because I like the Royal Rumble. I just think that they needed more legends. I just felt like, couldn't you call Hogan?
You keep saying more legends. There's nobody else.
You're gonna bring in
Hogan.
Bring in
give
Nash,
him one more chance.
Bring in Nash, pull a quad. There we go.
I don't mind that.
You try to have him break his spine into 3?
I think he can do it.
What about Undertaker?
Left in him? You got one more leg drop left?
He's got a couple. You know what? If you were gonna have Shane win it, you should have had Undertaker in there then. Undertaker would. But that's a given if Undertaker
That
would
would
have
have
came back.
been incredibly stupid. Ain't nobody trying to see no Shane
What?
McMahon versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No way.
Ain't nobody trying to see no bullshit like that.
Here comes the
I would've
channel
had-
king.
Honestly, I would have rather had Goldberg instead of Shane in that Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that would have been a better surprise.
Man, look, Riddle winning would have been good. You know why Riddle winning would have been good?
Hell no.
That would check it out. Because Riddle's ready. Everybody loves Riddle. He could be a
not
top
ready.
face on Monday Night Raw. And then have this
Nah.
dude Randy on some jealous type shit. You know what I'm
Nah.
saying?
He gonna need to wear
Because-
some shoes before he do that.
You guys said what?
He gonna need to wear shoes before he do that because I can't stand him being barefooted. That's just dumb.
I'll have Happy Corbin win.
I don't know about
God.
you, Sandman, but I have standards, and I think my champions need to have boots on. You know, if they're gonna be walking around with the belt.
Shoot. Man, look, look at Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Well, he wasn't a champion.
He's an exception.
He's an exception, Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
Yeah,
Snuka-
because
Snuka would have been champion.
it was the 70s, so I don't want to hear it. It was
Snuka
a
would have
different
been
time.
champion if he didn't play the role of Benoit and kill his girlfriend.
Wow.
The
Damn.
mystery,
At least
mystery
Benoit
briefcase.
wore boots.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm not going to shit on Benoit. Benoit was probably my favorite wrestler of all time
Man,
until
fuck Benoit.
he killed his
I
family.
love Benoit.
Until he killed his family.
I'm smoking
CTE
on
is a
that-
terrible drug.
Smoking on that Benoit pack right now.
CTE is a terrible drug.
Those are my top three guys. Well, top four guys is Jericho, Benoit, Malenko, and Guerrero. Those are my top four
Smoking on
favorites.
that Benoit pack.
Malenko, that's my man. The man of
Malenko.
1,000 holds.
Dean
But
Malenko.
speaking of legends,
Yo, he's one of my favorite theme songs.
matter of fact, before we go into legends, look at this right here. Umaga didn't wear boots, and we all loved Umaga.
He
No,
did
no,
wear
no.
boots.
No,
He
he
did
didn't.
wear
He
boots.
did?
He had tape
until-
under his feet. He had tape
Yeah, he
under
had-
his feet.
That counts. And Rusev didn't wear boots either. But guess what? He ended up putting boots on. And by the way, Umaga, he was barefooted until like he realized that shit hurts, and he put tape on it. And not only that, but he used to wear shoes because of his previous character.
Well,
Yeah, it was 3-minute warning.
as
Yeah, I love 3
Steven
Minute Warning.
Regal would say, Umanga. He used to call him Umanga.
Umanga, yeah, Umanga. Regal,
Yeah.
that's Umanga.
Triple H. Triple H. Did Regal go to Impact? Is Regal on Impact? Because I heard that he signed, or was that fake?
It must be fake because I ain't see him in Impact.
Oh, okay. 'Cause someone said that he signed or
I've
something.
actually been catching up with Impact. Impact is actually really good right now. I'll give
The
it to-
ratings suck.
Yeah, because they did so much fuck shit. Nobody just don't care anymore.
They actually had a crowd. I was watching a clip. Who was it? Cardova was wrestling that woman for that stupid.
Oh yeah, Cardona. Yeah. I saw that. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
killed
won.
it with that move. The what's that Rough Rider or whatever. The fuck
Rough
it's
Rider.
called.
Well, yeah, Rough Rider.
He killed it with that
I
move.
would
'cause she
ride her.
sold
She's
it.
not bad. She's nice and thick. I like her. That chick.
Who was he playing? Who?
He was what the hell? She's like Canadian. She's Canadian. That woman wrestler. What's her name?
I don't know, but she sold the fuck out of that Rough Rider.
Nah, she sold the move. It was good. They actually had a crowd. Couldn't believe it.
She died.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. They because I think they starting to go. I think they're starting to travel again. I think they're starting to go back on the road, which they should. Because they gotta get the product out there. They was a little reluctant from before. Well, they're a little reluctant now because from before when they went on the road, that shit hemorrhaged their profits like a motherfucker. That's what made them lose a lot of money. Them being
That's
on the
the
road,
bread and butter.
and then you got Hogan and Brooke
Hogan.
Hogan basically squeezing the rest of the life out of them financially.
Yeah, Hogan deserves it.
Anyways, going to the legends, talk about as y'all seen the rumor out there. I think it's a rumor because I didn't see SmackDown and I ain't catch the whole thing of Raw. So this
I like
dude
rumors.
Goldberg's
Goldberg.
in the Elimination Chamber now. Is that a
Goldberg!
rumor or is that the truth?
Goldberg. Yo, I love it. You remember the last time Goldberg?
Kill that old dude. Like, how you gonna put old ass Goldberg in a chamber? Like, yo,
He wants this.
oh god.
He's Goldberg. Listen, I'm gonna be real with both of y'all. All this time that Goldberg has been making appearances at WWE, when he's been making comebacks these past couple of years, I must have been the only fan that's been cheering him on. The only time I didn't cheer him on is when he fought The Undertaker. And even then, that was a decent...
He almost killed Undertaker, and he almost killed Bray Wyatt.
Well, Undertaker's been dead a couple of times, so he could have survived it. But, like, you know, the match between Goldberg and Undertaker wasn't that bad. It was actually pretty good. It was just a little bit of a fuck-up here and there.
Which one? The one in Saudi Arabia? The one in Saudi Arabia?
Go look at the tape.
What are you watching, yo?
Remember in the beginning when they were facing off against each other?
He gave Undertaker a concussion. He had a concussion.
I don't know if he had a concussion.
Yeah, it's because he was fucked up.
I don't know, but like Undertaker fucked him up though.
Dude, it looked like two old people having sex after eating at the buffet. They were moving so slow.
That had nothing to do. Anything that fucked up in the match had nothing to do with Undertaker. But I do know this: Undertaker kicked his ass. Goldberg, yeah, it was Goldberg.
Goldberg. He tried to spear him. He gave himself a concussion, and then he jackhammered, dropped him on his head. He almost killed him.
Goldberg banged his head on the wall in the back.
Well,
so that's
too.
Why
that too. Yeah.
But like, see, what people fuck up is that not only did he bang his head on the door and he started like fucking himself up with CTE, but then it's 110 degrees out there on that night.
I know that's another thing. The weather was bad.
Yeah, that was brutal. 110 degrees. That's brutal.
That's what they said. That night it was like 110.
It was the truth. Yeah, it was really hot.
Yeah, it was hot.
But still,
that's why, like, even if I had tickets, I would.
This is when greed comes into play. It's like, y'all motherfuckers don't need this fucking money. Why y'all going out there?
It's not about the money all the time. It's about the passion. It's about the story. It's about the fact that they can go out there and still.
Goldberg didn't have no story.
Goldberg. Yeah, Goldberg is awesome.
Put them together in the ring. They didn't have no story.
I'll tell you what, though, at least Goldberg made up for it when he did his entrance on Friday, because I saw his entrance on Friday, and even though it's still a little bit off, he still did a good job trying to bring back that energy when he does it. Because, like, they got the wrong theme song. His theme song it's a good theme song, but the one he had when he first came to WWE was the one that really got you into that entrance.
No, don't get me wrong. When he first came to WWE, everybody was pumped. You know what I'm saying? He was going to get he told The Rock he was next. We was all here for that. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't going front though. That promo between Brock Lesnar and Goldberg before WrestleMania 20 was really good.
Oh god. That match their second match was way better when they fought again. I forgot what WrestleMania that was. At
WrestleMania, but that was a great match. Yeah, come on. Goldberg can still put on good matches. When he did that match with Brock Lesnar for the second time, they were like, yo, this is going to be horrible. It ended up being great.
That's what I'm saying. That second match they had was good.
Goldberg still got it.
Goldberg is old, my dude. He never really had it. He's smoking steroids.
He's not going to win.
This is what you got to understand, is that when you're going into this match, right? Not in this match specifically with the Elimination Chamber, but any match besides the Elimination Chamber with Goldberg, you're pretty much going to get a fast, explosive match. So in those quick, explosive moments, you're going to see something that you would like when Brock Lesnar fights him. Like, okay, we're just going to start doing spears and F5s immediately. We're going to start off with like all our specials. We're just going to keep doing them until somebody gets pinned. That's great. That's what happened at the Fatal 5-Way. Everybody was like, let's just do our specials. And then whoever is the last one standing wins. And it was Brock Lesnar.
Well, all right. For instance, right? That the second match that they had. I agree. It was fun for the simple fact that they was basically they was trying to trade each other's finishers and they was countering it, but it was a little bit more fast paced. It looked smooth. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't clunky. It wasn't a botch fest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we had matches like a Goldberg and Undertaker.
Why do you do this? Why do you say? You know what? The next time we go if we ever go to a wrestling convention and he's there, I'm gonna have this live on cue so that we can be like, yeah, don't sign his shit. This is what he said about you. He called you Undertaker. This is insane.
I'll call him that to his face. What are you gonna do? He gonna hit me? I'll be rich.
He doesn't even have to hit you. He can just. How are you gonna get rich? He can kill you.
He can kill Goldberg. Who's the Undertaker can kill me? I wish.
He can zap you with his finger.
Fuck out of here.
Dude, all he has to do is just have his gong go off and the lights in the convention go off, and then you shit your pants. And then I won't be nowhere near you because when he's doing all the destruction, I don't want no parts of it.
Like, but you know, all jokes aside, I could definitely give him his respect, you know, because he's been in the game for so damn long, and you know, you never really heard him hurt anybody in the ring.
How can you call him
Always
Undertaker?
brave.
He has 4 of the 5 greatest matches of all time.
He's bummed it because he's known for winning one match a year. How
there's a reason behind it. I've explained this, and there's reasons behind that, and they're good reasons.
And let's really be real. Edge was on that same type of time too, but nobody never noticed that shit or never tried to mention it until that WrestleMania when he had to fight Undertaker, and that's when they wanted to sit there and say, "Oh,
this is
street versus street."
Because there was no point in having the Undertaker be there every single week, knowing that he can destroy anybody in the locker room at any given time. If he wanted the championship, it's the same thing with Stone Cold. I think why Stone Cold has never came back, because he's like, if it ain't the championship, I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't want a big payout. I don't want to have this whole thing. Undertaker can just come back once a year, and he's the main event. He's the attraction, not the title. He is the attraction. That's how you know he was bigger.
Before that, I'm talking about when he was you know, on the active roster, not on a Legends deal.
No, but the reason why he was doing that, when he was a full-time wrestler, is because he had a special attraction contract. The same thing that Brock Lesnar has. Brock Lesnar has a contract where he's only available, even as champion. He's only available on certain dates because he's a special attraction. If he's there every week, it's not a special attraction because he's there every week. You can always see him no matter what.
Check out this comment right here, Snuggles. Probably overthinking said Stone Cold neck is why he won't return.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Stone Cold said himself he could come back because he did get his knee repaired. The one thing that was bothering was his knees, and he got them repaired. And he was thinking about coming back, but he doesn't want to do a one-off. You know, like he wouldn't mind the Royal Rumble, but the problem is he wants something out after the Rumble. He doesn't want to just come back for the Rumble and then just lose and then it'd be for nothing.
No, I don't think Austin's not going to come back because he basically passed the torch to The Rock, and he did the favor for The Rock. So,
well, yeah, but also like I said, he doesn't. He already did come back after The Rock, but I'm saying like he doesn't want to come back and have it be for nothing.
Like wrestle a match. He doesn't have anything to prove, Austin. Why come back?
Well, yeah. Because when CM Punk was in WWE and they wanted to do the fantasy match between him and Punk, because when that WWE game came out.
Oh, yeah, that would have been cool. Yeah, that's the only match I would have liked to see him. Right?
Yeah, exactly. We all wanted it, but look at that. He couldn't come back because wasn't he hurt around that time also?
No.
Came back to fight Punk?
The reason why he didn't come back was because of 2 reasons: his knees and the fact that
I said he was hurt.
And the second reason was he wanted it to be about a storyline. That's the whole reason that he hasn't come back. Because, like I said, if he just came, like people wanted to come back for the Rumble because it'd be perfect for him because he could just come in at number 15. There'd be like 14 of the dudes in the ring. He could just give them all stunners, and that's a great pop.
What do you think? Do you know in the year 2022?
Yeah.
You think this dude Stone Cold's gonna come in there and number 14 and just go ham? And just start stunning everybody.
He could, but
this dude's spine will crack. As soon
I don't know about all that.
Stunners, he'll be laying in the ring like a puddle of jelly.
I don't think you give him enough credit for being in shape.
You can still be in shape, Snuggles. You can still be in shape. That's all good. He can still be he can be in the best shape he can ever be in. But those injuries are real.
And his bones are getting older. His bones are getting older.
But I'm just giving you what Stone Cold said. And he said he feels good. He could come back, but he just doesn't want to because it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Ric Flair says. Ric Flair says the same thing. Oh, he can still go. And we all know damn well Ric Flair cannot go.
Yeah, you're right. You're bugging.
Ric Flair's got another alimony to pay. He just got divorced.
Ric Flair would go in the ring and start.
He's going to another divorce again?
Yeah. Yeah, he's done. Last week or a week and a half ago. Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
They got a divorce. He's getting separated from his wife.
They were together for like what? A couple of months?
No, 5 years or so. 6 years.
What?
Why are we surprised? It's the Nature Boy.
He was at a bar last night watching SmackDown when Charlotte came out. He's crying and shit. This dude
Fuck
will
yeah,
cry.
Charlotte is beautiful. Did you see how beautiful Charlotte looked last night? She was looking on point.
What the, my man?
What the fuck?
Yo, I swear you got the taste of a Billy Goat, yo. The fuck?
Wait a minute, you didn't see her last night?
Charlotte Flair.
I don't know, man. If you watched her last night, she had that smile. She had it all, man. The looks.
I wonder if she gives Andrade some knife edge chops and slaps the figure 4 on him.
Yo, he's a lucky motherfucker, yo. How he? I can't believe.
That's how he played rough in the bedroom.
Yeah.
He catches himself with the spinning elbow.
Spinning elbow, yeah.
Oh no!
He's got that Yankee pinstripe suit on with the mask on. You know, he's like coming in.
I don't know why she chose him to marry fucking champion. Like she's championship. Like that's the best thing, though. You get a baby with her, bro. Your children are set for life. They're gonna have championship material in their DNA. They're gonna have fucking.
Wait, this guy says Ric Flair can go to the nursing home. You know how many sexual harassment suits it would be if Ric Flair went to the nursing home?
And you know what? He beat them all.
He beat them all, yeah.
He probably would.
He would chop them lawsuits off his table.
The plane ride from hell, the nursing home from hell. He's flopping his dick and shit out, and holy shit!
Leave Ric Flair alone. It was before this. It was before cancel culture.
Man,
Ric Flair's daughter is beautiful.
What's your thoughts on this dude, CM Punk, finally losing his first match to MJF?
Well, my first thought was that match was better than Kenny Omega versus Daniel Bryan.
I don't know about that. It was up there. It was good.
That Daniel Bryan and Kenny Omega match, that match is overrated.
You must be a Cornette fan. You like Cornette, Jim Cornette?
I like Jim Cornette. He's cool. He sometimes he can be an idiot, but he's cool.
Yeah.
What? What?
Well, it's a good match. CM Punk losing. I mean, is it too soon?
I don't think so. I thought he should have lost to Eddie Kingston, to tell you the truth.
I mean, I could see like that being the right move. MGF could use that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like now he's got that under his resume. Like I beat CM Punk. I don't care how he did it, but I beat him. You know?
Did you see MJF after the match? He was thanking Punk basically when they were lying down.
Ooh.
Yeah, you see the question? Probably overthinking was asking, what is Snuggles' issue with Kenny Omega and the Daniel Bryan?
Kenny Omega.
Yeah. No, okay. Let me explain my issue with it. So, when that match first happened, and I watched it too, and I remember them saying in the beginning of the match, this is a 30-minute match. There's a time limit. I'm like, oh, this is going to end in 30 minutes. And at the end of the match, it ended in 30 minutes because it was a tie. I'm like, okay, this is the greatest. Then I go on TikTok. I go on all these other places like YouTube where they have like clips of the match. And I'm reading these comments saying, what a classic. This is a great match, the greatest match possibly of the year, match of the year candidate. And not only that, but ever since that match has happened, where what's his name? Tony Schiavone, I think his name is, and Schiavone, yeah, Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross and everybody else who's doing commentary for every time they reference that match, they always say, when we think back to that classic, the Daniel Bryan versus Kenny Omega, I'm like, classic? I can't even remember. Listen, the only thing I remember from that match is a suicide dive to the outside that Kenny Omega did to Daniel Bryan, and for some odd reason, the crowd chanted, "This is awesome," off of that move. I'm like, this is... Montez Ford does a way better suicide dive over the top rope. And they don't chant, "This is awesome."
He's a problem. I'm telling you, B, if you was right, Montez Ford is definitely going to be the next big star.
I can't wait. Frog splash at the Rumble?
That's what I'm saying.
Dude. He has one of the best frog splashes because he gets up there.
In the business, period.
I want to be Randy Orton to RKO him. That'll be awesome.
Because he's gonna make it really.
Speaking of that, remember we spoke about that from before about this dude Randy Orton might end up taking the chill pill from doing the RKO because it's fucking with his back big time.
Oh, what about that match last night? Did you watch Rampage? Jay Lethal and Starks? How fucking Starks countered that lethal injection? That was perfect.
Yeah.
Yo,
I saw that.
Another one that's
That
up
was
there.
sweet.
Like, it's just crazy how this dude, you know, it's like in a way Hook just overshadowed Starks in a short period of time.
That's why they're gonna feud.
But here's my problem. Here's my problem with that counter, though. I think they should have saved that counter for a pay-per-view.
No, they'll save it for a rematch.
You're probably right. Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, because, like, okay, CM Punk versus Undertaker, you know, you're not going to get that often. So at WrestleMania, when they had their match, he got GTS and he bounced off the ropes and turned into a tombstone. No one's ever seen that before. And that's to me one of the greatest counters in history. Probably top 2. Like, come on, who is it? Like, I've seen some great counters, and that has to be one of the best. A GTS that connected, and then he bounced off the ropes.
Like one of my top ones is when this dude caught who he called Evan Bourne
with the shooting star press into the RKO. That's a great counter. Yeah. Or Shawn Michaels with the sweet chin music on Shelton Benjamin and Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Or even Rollins, when Rollins tried to do the curb stomp to her and he jacked him up and then RKO'd him.
Yeah, that was mean. That was mean also.
But those are great, but like the Undertaker one is just something special because he got hit with it and then he came back and hit him with his own special.
I gotta watch
that. All right, check this out, y'all. Is it safe to say that this dude, Randy Orton, basically perfected the Diamond Cutter way better than Diamond Dallas herself? Because don't sleep. Diamond Dallas, he hit the Diamond Cutter in some precarious positions also.
I've always viewed them to be two different moves because Randy Orton jumps with his and Diamond Dallas plays just like puts you in the headlock and then brings you down. I've always felt like there were two different styles and like one was just its own style.
What about Chris Canyon, the Canyon Cutter? That shit was funny.
Hell yeah, the Canyon Cutter.
He fucking gave a guy outside into the bushes of the arena a Canyon Cutter.
You know whose move I really like the most?
Chris sent me that one when they were on TV. Remember they had dinner in a movie and Diamond Dallas Page fucking Diamond Cutter that guy on the show, dinner in a movie, and like Shivani's like dinner in a Diamond Cutter.
TNT, right? I think it's on TNN. Yeah, I remember that show.
TBS. It was on TBS. It was dinner in a movie.
Yeah.
Like my favorite special right now is Bailey's.
Hold on, Nate. What you were saying, Snuggles?
Bailey has
probably dinner in a Diamond Cutter.
Yeah, Bailey has like my favorite special. I think like her new special is fucking insane. She just
Bailey has a nice ass.
She just takes your face and destroys it by putting it in the floor. Like that shit is epic.
Her ass can destroy my face to sit on it.
You leave my wife alone.
Bailey's known for being a little thick though. It's just that she got the motherfucking what's his dude's name again? This dude
Bailey is a goddess.
What's that? The Jay Leno face.
What?
She got the Jay Leno face. That's the only
thing.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you just ruined her.
She needs longer.
She looks just like Jay Leno.
I don't like that short hair. I like long hair.
I don't mind her short hair.
Nah, people actually think the short hair looks better on her.
They do. They do.
I like JoJo. I like JoJo's hair. JoJo.
Yeah, that dude. My dude
Bailey's hotter.
Bray Wyatt just told her like, "I'm gonna keep you barefoot and pregnant." Because don't they got like 3 kids?
Something like she had twins, right? Didn't she have twins with one of him?
Something like that. Yeah, like he just snatched her up and was like left his whole family for her.
So I think Wyatt's coming into AEW. He's going to be basically like,
oh my god,
the hidden evil guy of Aleister Black's group.
You know what? Let him go to AEW. He'll be a bit harder.
This is what I was saying though about that. Because if he joins the House of Black, they're gonna automatically fight for leadership. Because you know Bray Wyatt is not gonna beat this dude henchman.
And Bray Wyatt, I think, has better promo skills.
He's going to be like the guy from like Charlie's Angels. We don't see him, but we hear him. And then when we see him, he's going to kick somebody's ass.
No. He's not going to AEW. That'd be dumb. He should stay in WWE.
We're gonna go to Impact in front of what 100,000 people on TV.
No, he's gonna be loyal. He's gonna be loyal, and he's gonna wait until he gets a phone call, and he's gonna be like, "You want to come back?" He's gonna be like, "Yes."
Yeah, right. I wouldn't go back there unless they paid me like $10 million a year.
Right.
Let me get a Goldberg contract or a Lesnar contract. That's that.
See, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Like I was saying from before, AEW really don't need this dude. And then
they don't need him. They don't.
If you really think how AEW is more like on some reality based type wrestling. They're not really into that supernatural shit like that. Like
they got a lot of small guys over there too. But the thing about AEW, their whole roster, if you look at their roster compared to WWE, if you notice all the people that WWE has released, they've mainly been guys who are around the same height. So look at you don't see people like Drew McIntyre size getting released, with a few exceptions like Big Show.
Karrion Kross.
Karrion Kross is not as big and okay, but put it like this.
But Karrion Kross is a big dude though, nonetheless. So
yeah, but I'm talking about guys.
Look at Keith Lee. Keith Lee bigger than fucking he's bigger than this dude.
Yeah, but I'm talking about height wise. They're not larger than life. They're if you look at AEW style, a lot of their wrestlers, there's a reason why they have a lot of fast paced action, because a lot of their wrestlers are smaller and they can bounce off ropes and they do more athletic stuff. WWE has those guys too, but they're much more bigger and much more I don't want to say roided up, but they're much more cut.
Yeah, you can say that.
You got to remember, AEW is wrestling, WWE sports entertainment.
Right.
There's wrestling in it though, but
no, there's no wrestling in WWE.
2-minute matches isn't wrestling.
No.
Well, then you can't complain about 45-minute matches.
I never complain about 45 minutes.
Never. Go ahead, Nate. I'm gonna go after you, Nate.
I was gonna say I never complain about a 45-minute match as long as there's not 15 minutes of rest holds. If there's 15 minutes of rest holds, I complain. But if it's always action packed, not a lot of stoppage, I'll love a 45-minute match, especially tag matches when you got 2 or 3 teams going at it. That's awesome.
I don't like 3-way team matches.
And I would say this. I always complain about matches that's always too long. It could be WWE, it could be NJPW, it could be whoever. I don't think any match should be that fucking long.
Wait a minute, hold on. So you're saying not, you don't think any match? What if it's a good match, a great match, a storyline lies match? You know what I'm saying?
Well, then make it an Iron Man match. All right, look at for instance, hold on. For instance, look at why you think motherfuckers think that Triple H and The Rock Iron Man match is one of the best matches they ever had, because it told the story. It told a story. The story was there, and then not only that, you know what I'm saying. We all know it's gonna be an hour long, and you don't have to. You know what I'm saying. You don't have to be sitting there I just always think it's unnecessary.
Nah.
Even when I spoke about
I have to disagree.
The Hangman and this dude match, Hangman and Bryan Danielson match. I said now what if that match should have been cut down much more to 20-25 minutes? I think the match should have probably been better instead of the match being so long and outwinded, especially when it comes to a company like AEW where they're not even giving people TV time.
I disagree, because Undertaker and Triple H went on for 53 minutes at Hell in a Cell, and that was that's top 5 greatest match of all time.
So I'm just thinking 3 matches should be 45 minutes or longer. Iron Man match, a 2 out of 3 falls match, and maybe a retirement match where someone's gonna retire.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, shit like that. Not something that's a regular old match.
A regular match.
I disagree.
Or an elimination match,
Bryan Danielson. How long did they?
I disagree.
How long did
or an elimination match, a fatal 4-way, elimination.
I disagree. I totally disagree with both of y'all. I don't mind a match being 45 minutes.
Dick liquor.
What does that have to do with 45 minutes? Anyway, 45 minutes matches. Those are fine if it's actually if it's entertaining. If you see 2 guys out there that are really giving it their all and they're kicking out of each other's moves, I don't mind it if it's for big stakes, like a championship match, or if it's a great rival.
This is the same guy.
That was the same. You just My dude, that's how on the Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega match was.
This is the same guy that says WWE Raw is
That's a-
entertaining and the Royal Rumble was good this year. This is the same
Daniel
guy.
Bryan versus Kenny Omega was a time limit match for 30 minutes.
It was a good match.
It was a mid match.
Not that match. Excuse me. The Adam Page,
Adam Page was good.
and Bryan Daniel match.
60-minute
They
one,
fought
yeah.
like with a whole hour, and the belt was on the line.
Yeah.
I agree. Well, okay, if the belt's on the line, it has to be a storyline where they're kick. You know what I'm saying? But for that, I don't even think they should have did that on a regular show. They should have did it on the pay-per-view. Like I think AEW kills himself every time they put these big star matches on a regular program.
You know why they do it? I think they try to do it because they want to see what they gauge in a rating from what half-hour segment, what quarter-hour segment the ratings are getting. So I think that's why they do the long match on TV.
They're doing that so they can compete with WWE to try to take their ratings from them. But it's like that's what WCW did. And AEW has religiously said that they're trying to correct the mistakes of WCW, but the problem is they're doing exactly what they did.
Yeah, except for
what AEW was doing is working because didn't they get over 1 million views like 3 weeks in a row now?
Yeah, well, they went down this week, like 975 or something.
Oh, but still, nonetheless, they still close to 1 million. It's not like they went down to like 800,000. You know what I'm saying?
No.
What they're
more
doing
worried about the demo. They're more worried about the demo.
And they keep killing them. Yeah, they keep killing them in that demo.
18-49.
Yep,
that's
the key demo. They keep killing them. So what they're doing, you know what I'm saying, is working. But I'm saying like with this, like what I think could get them over that hump is to stop with those you know what I'm saying, those 50, 70-minute matches. All that time, you give a piece of that time to like what's the dude now, Brian Cage, or to
the Acclaim.
Yeah, the Acclaim, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But the Acclaim still get TV time though. So I can't really say nothing about them. I'm talking about that deserve the TV time.
They got to start bringing in the limos like NWO. Who's in the limo? We got to go to commercial. We'll be right back. There we go. They got some Nitro shit. Remember when Lex Luger went and he thought Sting was in a limo, it was raining outside? Oh my god, big Sting. Big Sting.
Another thing I wanted to touch on, like with this chick Nia Jax basically caping for Brock Lesnar, saying that Brock Lesnar's a hard worker.
Yeah.
He is.
What's wrong with that?
I don't think he's a hard worker.
Wow, you're bugging.
Hold on, wait. Let me finish. From before, hell yeah. Brock Lesnar's a straight up grinder. He definitely grinded to get where he's at right now. Definitely.
This is the best worker Brock Lesnar I've seen. Look at the promos he's cutting.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Like, hear me out though. Do you really think like nowadays he's still putting in that same type of work? Like, because remember from before, he was, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't on pay, you know what I'm saying, like only around for like what, 5 times out the whole year. From before, he was around every single week. And then not only that, during the end of his run, he was also training to be in the NFL.
He has a special attraction contract. That's why he can't be on every week when he was doing his MMA thing.
I understand that. I'm just saying that to say that he's working hard now, I don't think he's working hard now, like as hard now as how he was from when he was in his first run.
Well, promo-wise,
he's joining. He be in a match here, be in a match there, and let's really be real. Most of his matches don't last longer than 5 minutes
because he fucks them up.
Steak dinner.
He's been having more than 5-minute matches. You know, it was more than 5 minutes when he fought AJ Styles. It was more than 5 minutes when he fought Daniel Bryan. But I just feel like
those are good matches, by the way, real good matches.
I like Brock Lesnar. He's doing a great job. I know you're not saying that he's not, but I'm just saying like he works hard. You know, he's contributing to the business. It may not look like he doesn't care about the business, but he actually does. He's just doing that he's just doing really good kayfabe.
Of course, he's gonna care about the business to a certain extent. Like he's he's getting paid more than he's ever been getting paid in his whole career.
Remember,
He's only getting he fights like 4 times a year, and he getting paid like what, $5 million a year, probably, maybe $6 million.
Remember, he was supposed to face John Jones or Daniel Cormier, but he chose to go back to WWE because that's his home.
Because he's getting paid more in WWE than UFC right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he wanted to fight, but at the same time, because he could do both. He already had WWE. WWE was willing to let him go fight John Jones while he was in WWE.
Mm.
Yeah, Vince is gonna let him do whatever the fuck he wants.
John Jones. John Jones is lucky that Brock Lesnar went back to WWE, right?
Yeah,
I am. John Jones, like, not taking nothing away from John Jones, but he did too much fuckery for me to really be like, fuck with him like that.
I still want to see Lesnar face Lashley in an MMA fight, but that's
me. No, I'm good on that. I'm good on
that. They still have a way to do it in WrestleMania.
Both
of them can't be champion though.
Yeah.
Well, back in the day, people almost got Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar in the octagon because Kurt Angle has the wrestling. He just needs the striking.
Yeah.
Sure. Look at I like the match Kurt Angle did with Samoa Joe. He did that.
Yeah.
He did the whole cage fight.
Perk Angle.
I'm gonna make a prediction. By the end of the year, we're gonna see CM Punk team up with Samoa Joe versus Moxley and Danielson.
Oh my God!
All right, I'm pretty good with my predictions. I'm pretty good with my predictions, though.
All in favor of John Moxley going back to his old theme. Say aye.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting for Charlie Sheen to show up and say, "What did you steal my music for?"
I don't like him having
come
Charlie.
Out the Wild thing no more.
No, he comes out the Wild thing. I like his old thing.
Yeah, the unscripted violence original theme he had in AEW when he first came.
Yeah, I like that one.
That's the theme song. I don't know what this Wild thing is. He's not a Wild thing to me.
Isn't he like he's honoring some New Japan?
I don't know if you want to be a Wild thing to pause. I don't know if you want to be a Wild thing towards you.
That's the song he was playing when he nailed his wife in bed.
Exactly. He's not a Wild thing to me.
I'm thinking about baseball. I'm thinking about Charlie Sheen.
He gave her the Moxley finisher in bed and then humped her, and that's how he got impregnated.
He did the dirty deeds, though. He did the dirty deeds the other day. That shit was dope. He did it on the apron.
Why does he do like the flip? Why does he flip him sometimes with that dirty deed? Just drop him on his head. I don't know.
Isn't it funny how the dirty deeds and Bailey's special looks very similar? It's just a little bit different. So, like, dirty deeds, he does it in a bolt.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying that Bailey's is better.
No, you're saying Moxley had an affair.
What is Bailey special again? Don't she do like the Macho Man elbow drop or something?
Nah, she takes your face and puts it in the floor.
Yeah.
That's literally the move. That's not an exaggeration or me being facetious. That's literally the move. She takes your face and she puts it in the floor. And then you die. Yeah, her move is called You Die. It's basically you just take someone's face and you like make it one with the floor.
What's she doing? Watching Rocky IV, like Drago?
Like you've seen dirty. You've seen Dirty Deeds, right?
Yeah.
You've seen the move Dirty Deeds. Okay, so you know how Moxley puts you in a bulldog, and then instead of doing the bulldog, he just like falls to the floor with your head and going down. No homo. So okay, it's the same thing with Bailey, except she just grabs the back of your head and just puts your face on the floor.
Yeah.
He drops him on top of his head.
Yeah.
No.
Was the double underhook DDT.
No. Okay, that's the paradigm shift.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now I know what you mean. Okay. I remember what you mean. Yeah.
What about Punk bringing out the Pepsi plunge? That was cool.
The pedigree off the top rope. Yeah.
That was cool.
I didn't expect him to do that. That was, I heard he did that shit. I wasn't expecting that. So
that was cool. First time in 17 years he used it. That's why.
So do y'all think MJF is gonna be the one to take the belt off of Hangman Page? I think so.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet that MJF goes to WWE.
You think it should be this summertime?
No, Full Gear he'll take it off.
When is Full Gear?
November.
In November? Now that's too long.
He could do it. No, he could do it. No. There we go. He could do it in Chicago at All Out, and then CM Punk comes out and attacks MJF or something.
I ultimately think that's what it should be, though. I think MJF should be the champ and CM Punk on the chase.
Yeah, he will be on the chase.
That's what I think.
If he gets the title, I don't know, because we're gonna get an MJF versus Wardlow feud. You know he's gonna turn on him. So.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that CM Punk just lost to MJF, and that's supposed to be the end of their feud? Like MJF is going to go on and face the
I
champion?
wouldn't say it should be the end.
No,
because AEW has that fucking problem. They don't have like a good feud drawn out. You know, like the thing that kills me about wrestling fans is the thing that kills me about what up, Static. The thing that kills me about wrestling fans is they'll sit up there and be like, yo, why are we getting Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the 4th time? Like, we've already seen this before. But then have no problem with The Rock and Stone Cold headlining 3 different WrestleManias. And then it's just like, for me, you see in AEW, like, they don't have these feuds drawn out as much. And then, like, you just kind of get lost in the shuffle as to who's feuding with who because, like, they don't invest too much in it. I think that's why WWE people be like, oh, I don't like how this feud is forever, man. I've already seen this plenty of times, but like you saw Cena versus Orton every single time. It was a great outing.
Well, the thing is with WWE is that they're rematches. That's why we complain. It's like, oh my God, how much times these dudes gonna fight against each other? Like, come on, look at Kofi and this dude Xavier Woods, the New Day. Always going against the Usos. These dudes fought like 10 weeks straight.
So what? Let them do that. You know, the Globetrotters.
Who the fuck what? That's like, all right, that's like, for instance, right? That's like if you eating the same dinner for 10 days straight. Wouldn't you get tired of that too?
Depends what it is. If it's
steak,
pizza?
If it was pizza or steak, yeah.
It could be anything. You're not gonna eat the same thing. That's insanity.
I still watch the Globetrotters beat the Generals.
Hey, what about that? Yeah, wait a minute. The Washington Redskins, the Washington Commanders. I guarantee Cobra Commander's upset somewhere.
That's what they changed their name to?
Yeah, the Commanders.
Commanders.
Oh, wow.
I would have went with Washington Salamanders.
What is
I
going
like the
on?
Washington Red Tails or something, an old World War II.
So, speaking of football, as a matter of fact, so anybody know when the XFL is supposed to be dropping? Is it supposed to be dropping like sometime this year or something?
It's next year.
I think The Rock got it. I think The Rock got it too.
Yeah,
the last time the XFL, I think the last time the XFL was out there, it was actually good. It was just COVID hit. That was the only reason why XFL.
And even get to come out, and even they just
What's crazy? That's a crazy thing too. Is that when XFL was brought back, it actually had great ratings, and people were actually like, "Oh, this is better than the NFL." Not too much bullshit. It's actually people getting hit.
It did have games. I forgot. It had like 2 or 3 games. I think, right?
Yeah.
It did come out.
I think it was like the second season, and they got canceled for the COVID.
They went a whole season, but then COVID hit, and because COVID fucked up their bankroll, they had to go bankruptcy, and The Rock tried to save it for Vince by buying it from him.
Yeah,
so that way the Rock could keep it afloat because Vince didn't want to let it go because he saw how good it was doing the second time around, and that was around the time when NFL was kind of having some issues with their rule changes and everything like that. So people were happy to see kickoff returns. People were happy to see fucking the quarterback getting hit and not getting a flag thrown. There was a play, I kid you not, in the XFL season that this is why people were gravitating to it, because there was a play, right, where there was a whole brawl. And when the referees threw the flag, the penalty had nothing to do with the brawl. It had everything to do with number 99 on the offense. He had his helmet off. It was like... like unsportsmanlike conduct, number 99 having his helmet off during a brawl. I'm like, what? No.
Allowed me.
That was like when I used to watch lacrosse at the casino. You get guys getting cross-checked, hammered from behind, hit, no penalty. You hold a guy, penalty. What? A hold? It's like a hold? I was like, what the hell?
Well, that guy just stole my wallet, but you're going to get me for offsides?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you rob a bank and steal a car, but you get arrested for buying 1 box of Girl Scout cookies instead of 2.
Nah, I stole a Starburst, bro, but you didn't get me for killing that woman over there. What the fuck?
I stole a pack of gum when I was a kid, and I threw it in my neighbor's field, and my daddy made return it the next day and apologized. I stole gum.
You stupid.
I stole gum.
Yo, did you see that? Did y'all see that baseball list that ESPN came out with?
Oh, the top 50 players?
The top 100 players.
Oh, top 100? Yeah. Well, Babe Ruth guaranteed number 1.
That shit was drugs. That whole list was drugs.
Babe Ruth was on drugs?
No, the entire list is drugs. Whoever thought of that list needs to be drug tested, needs to be thrown into a volcano alive, and like for real, that shit was so druggy. Dude, you have Babe Ruth at number 1. I'm not even gonna start with Babe Ruth at number 1. Let's just go up the list to like I think it was like in the 60s or 70s area. Why the fuck is Clayton Kershaw in the top 100?
Didn't he win the Cy Young a few times?
I don't care. He still can't do shit in the postseason.
No, I know well, the Dodgers did win last year, so
not because of him.
I mean, 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but he got him there. You got to remember, he got him to the dance. So
he's not better than Mike Messina.
Oh my God! Holy shit! I like Messina. He was a good pitcher. He just played for a bad team in Baltimore. That's
he's not better than Manny Ramirez.
Manny Ramirez is a position player. That doesn't count. It has to be another pitcher.
Still, I would rather get Manny Ramirez before I get Clayton Kershaw. He's not better than Gary Sheffield. He's not better than Andy Pettitte. Where was Andy Pettitte in the top 100?
Andy Pettitte was a fucking bum.
Oh, you
the fuck out of here. Eddie Pettitte, every time the pressure started cooking, Eddie Pettitte would choke.
Are you kidding me? The guy who has over 20 wins in the postseason?
Who was on the mound when they won their last World Series, Game 6? Andy Pettitte.
Andy Pettitte.
You're right.
Andy Pettitte. Listen, he has the most wins in postseason history. They should have an award for him. Andy Pettitte, bro, he should be in the top 100. If Roger Clemens is in the top 100, so should Andy Pettitte.
No, you're right.
What about Kevin Brown? What about
don't even start with him.
Oh wow. What about Kenny Lofton? Why wasn't Kenny Lofton? Kenny Lofton wasn't in the top 100, man. They had Ken Griffey Jr. at number 13. That's a crime. How do you have Ken Griffey Jr. at 13 when he should be number 1? And then Barry Bonds is at number 8. He should be at number 2.
And that's the thing too. Like how you have Griffey on there, but not Lofton.
Not only that, they had Mike Trout. Oh my God, they had Mike Trout at like 15. So you're telling me a guy who's only been about 5 to 6 seasons in the league is better than people like Mariano Rivera, Derek Jeter, Alex Rodriguez? You're telling me he's better than Ricky Henderson?
So here we go. The top 10 pitchers in postseason. Number 10, Andrew Miller. Number 9, Andy Pettitte. So he's on the top 10 list. Steven Strasburg, 8. Jack Morris, 7. Let me get the rest of the list.
That list is drugs already.
John Lester, 6. Madison Bumgarner, 5. John Smoltz, 4. Bob Gibson, 3. I ain't going to say nothing about Bob Gibson. Mario Rivera, number 2. And Sandy Koufax, number 1.
That list is drugs.
At least they gave Rivera 2.
I have plenty of complaints. I have plenty of complaints. Where's Roger Clemens in that list? Where's Randy Johnson?
Well,
you know Randy Johnson.
Postseason. Roger Clemens was in what, 86, and in the Yankees. So he didn't really have
Johnson. Randy Johnson.
Randy
Johnson.
He's probably like number 11 or something.
He should be number 1. He's the greatest starting pitcher in history.
Oh my God, no way.
No, I wouldn't say number 1, but in the top 5, maybe.
No.
All time. Why was Clayton Kershaw ahead of
I would put
people
Schilling on that list too. I would put Schilling on the list.
But hold on, because we get low on time, so you know what I'm saying. Let's not get too far off track. Speaking of lists, I'm gonna say the list of the Elimination Chamber when it comes to I guess this is the Raw side because only the Raw side is only the Raw side doing the Elimination Chamber or is both SmackDown and Raw. Do y'all know?
I think
I
it's
think
just
it
a
might
Raw
be
side.
3. I think it might be 3 and 3. Is that how it is? Right.
I
Well,
think.
now it's not looking like that because so far you got that's gonna be an Elimination Chamber. You got this dude Austin
Goldberg.
Theory. Hold on, you got Austin Theory, you got AJ Styles, you got Brock, you got Seth Rollins, you got Matt Riddle, and you got the champion Bobby Lashley. I don't know
Wait a
why.
minute. Why is Brock Lesnar in the elimination? Oh yeah, because he's challenging for the
What happened
title.
on
Okay.
what happened on Monday?
He's gonna win the
yeah,
title.
But he challenges Roman Reigns for the whatever. He could do
Title
And
whatever.
that's the
versus
thing too,
title.
because that'll be stupid if this dude Lesnar wins the title in the chamber, because it's like, okay, so
Nah.
why? Like, what was the point of this dude Lesnar? You know what I'm saying, winning the championship in the Rumble?
Nah,
So
Lashley's gonna win that shit.
Kept the title on Lashley.
Nah, don't worry about Lesnar. It's all about Lashley. It's an almighty era.
Lashley's gonna win.
Lashley's not leaving. He's not leaving WrestleMania with the belt. I'll be shocked if we leave WrestleMania with the title.
Did you hear Randy Orton what he said though? He said he's gonna be wrestling for at least another 9 years.
Yeah, until he's 50.
Yeah.
50.
So
he might have to switch up his finisher, man, because I remember I seen, as a matter of fact, the last time I seen Raw, I think it was like last week, and he had did the RKO to, I think, to Otis. He was really favoring his back. Like, that RKO was really fucking with his back.
Well, he just needs icy hot, and he'll be all right. But do you think in those?
He needs the Z pack. That's what he needs.
He's gonna change the RKO to the APR when he's about 49 because he's gonna be retiring.
Do you think that he'll win another championship in the next 9 years?
Of course. I definitely
do you think
so. I won't be surprised.
Do you think he'll tie Ric Flair?
He's gonna pass Ric Flair.
You think so? Because he's at what, 14?
14.
So yeah, he needs 2 more to tie it, and then he'd need 1 more to beat it after that.
Doesn't matter. So, Jerry Lawler has 103 world titles.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count. It's like that's like saying Babe Ruth is number 1, but he played in the dead ball era. He gets struck out all day in this era.
Babe Ruth had the best home run percentage of anybody. So
he would back out of the bat. He would back out of the batter's box if Randy Johnson was pitching to him. You know, John Crook, that happened to him. He backed out of the batter's box after a pitch inside, and then he struck out.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, Randy Johnson. Let me read this from the Sportster.
Randy Johnson.
This is the last scheduled WWE pay-per-view for main roster stars until WrestleMania 38 weekend. That's going to be in Arlington, Texas, on April 2nd and 3rd. So when the show concludes, we'll have a firm idea as to what the WrestleMania card will look like. The 2 matches for Elimination Chamber were announced on the post-Royal Rumble edition of WWE Raw. Bobby Lashley will defend his championship. I guess, I already told y'all who's going to be in the chamber. And the betting odds for these 2 matches have been released courtesy of Bet Online. For the WWE Championship, Lesnar is a slight 100% favorite to win the title. Lashley is a close at 150 plus, followed by Rollins 250, AJ 600, and Riddle 7,000.
Jesus.
Whoa.
Theory has the lowest odds of winning the WWE Championship at 2,500. Lynch, meanwhile, opens as a giant. Hold on. Lynch, meanwhile, opens as a giant 1,500 favorite over Lita, because we all know Becky Lynch is going to beat Lita.
Oh, of course.
We don't know that.
Who comes as the underdog. Lita returned to the ring in the 30-woman Warrior Rumble match on Saturday, which was won by Ronda Rousey. So this is what I want to ask y'all also before we get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? What's y'all thoughts on, the Elimination Chamber being in Saudi Arabia for the first time ever? Do you think they're gonna put on another good show, or will the heat be too much for them and they end up bumming out?
The heat's not going to be an issue. It's February.
I thought that shit was hot over there 24/7. I ain't
No,
know.
it's probably like 80 degrees. It's probably like Las Vegas weather. It's probably 80, 90 during the day. So like
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Okay, so what's y'all thoughts though?
I want to kidnap Vince McMahon and have Riddle win it. So I'm gonna put $7,000 to win that thing. Bet Riddle.
Riddle.
Lesnar's winning it. Come on.
No, Lashley. He's is the Almighty era.
I don't think
Lesnar's
the Almighty
era.
I don't think Lesnar's gonna win either, because if Lesnar was gonna win, like Lesnar would have kept the belt at the Royal Rumble.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Roman Reigns wakes up that morning and puts some spiced coffee in his drink.
What are they gonna do? They're gonna do a triple threat match. They're gonna do what? Lashley, Lesnar, and Roman at WrestleMania, belt versus belt. With fucking Lesnar next.
Lesnar's gonna get real pissed. They should do a triple threat between Goldberg, Lesnar, and what's his name? Roman Reigns.
Goldberg should fight Scott Hall in a taser match. I want to see that.
Goldberg. I wouldn't mind seeing Goldberg fight Lashley again.
That was my favorite. That was my favorite fucking Goldberg thing, was when Scott Hall tasered him and Nash power bombed him and beat him.
I ain't gonna lie, I was.
That was his birthday.
I definitely was highly disappointed in that match.
I loved it.
What you call it?
That streak was so full.
Lashley and Lesnar. It's like we waited all these years for that shit.
What? That was a great match.
Lashley and Lesnar. It could have been better, man.
Put it in a cage. I told you, MMA.
It could have been better. Like we waited a very long time for that match, and
that was.
I'd rather watch fucking Hakushi versus Bret Hart on Raw. That was a good match back then.
To be honest, Lesnar and Lashley had a better match than Kenny Omega and Daniel Bryan.
On that note, I'm about to wrap things up.
And take a pee test Monday, 9 a.m.
I'm about to wrap it up.
You know what's crazy, man? I wouldn't be surprised if The Undertaker shows up at the Elimination Chamber.
No.
Dude.
He's there.
Get over it, man.
He was there at the Royal Rumble. He's talking business with Vince.
He's wrapped up, man.
I like how y'all think it's over. Like he's done.
You seen him recently? Undertaker look crazy now.
They have nothing for Lashley.
You know, it's funny. Back in 2003, when he fought Batista, people thought that Batista was going to win because it was the end of The Undertaker, and they were like, why would they give Undertaker the title? He's too old. And then after 2003, he ended up wrestling for like 15 more years. People thought he was old back then. And they were like, nah, he still got it. And he gave us some of the greatest wrestling matches we've ever seen. Top 5. 4 of them are his.
I'll give you this, Knuckles. I'll give you this. And we'll end off with this. I'll give you this. Only time I can see this dude Undertaker come back or some wrestling type ish is if it's one of those cinematic matches. I'll give you that. He could do that. He could do that for as long as he wants and still look good.
Why does his age? Yeah, I know he's a deity, right? So why does his age matter?
Because we live in reality. What the fuck are you talking about?
What are you talking?
He's a deity. Anyways, it's still real to Snuggles, damn
it. He's a real.
They have no plans for Lashley at Mania, so Taker versus Lashley could happen. It's in Texas. So.
Why don't they have?
See, here's the thing, right? Since Goldberg might end up being in the mix of things, I don't know.
Oh God!
Like, who knows? Like, they might have.
Goldberg Lashley?
But that's the
thing.
Know
what? Honestly,
again, their last match was actually not bad. When they fought,
why would they
no holds barred? That match was actually.
Why would they want Riddle to win the Rumble instead of Drew McIntyre? Because here's where you could have went with it. If McIntyre won the Rumble, he could have went and challenged Lashley again. Because remember they had that feud, and Lashley told him that he could never challenge.
See that? That's all.
Well, hold on.
All this dude, that's all Lashley was fighting was Drew McIntyre. That's all he ever fought.
But hold on, but like
5 times and fought Kofi and Xavier Woods, and the next thing you know, he lost the belt, and that was the end of his title reign. He didn't fight nobody.
So Drew McIntyre, right? Remember that at the end of the feud, Lashley told him, if I beat you this time, you can never challenge me for the title as long as I'm champion. But had Drew McIntyre won the Rumble, Lashley would have had no choice but to fight him. Great storyline, pick up the feud again, and this time Drew McIntyre wins the belt, or you can continue the Almighty era, and then Drew McIntyre can go home and cry. Either way, it works.
All right. For instance, now, say if they was to do that, say if they was to put the belt on Drew McIntyre, right? Have Drew McIntyre be the new champ. Who's there to fight Drew McIntyre?
Anybody who wants to come up, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Matt Riddle, anybody.
I wouldn't mind seeing Matt Riddle versus Drew McIntyre, man. Say the truth. I wouldn't mind seeing, but that's the thing. Matt Riddle might have to turn heel, and nobody wants to see a heel Matt Riddle.
Drew McIntyre can turn heel. He's been heel before. He does it really well.
There you go. Yeah, I can see that. I wouldn't mind seeing a heel Drew McIntyre.
Or you could just have Happy Corbin beat his ass, and then we can have Happy Corbin win the title. Because, come on, we gotta get Happy Corbin a title shot, man.
We're about to fall back and all that. You know what I'm saying? It was a great discussion today, man. You know, I definitely enjoyed today's episode of the Council Roundtable. Snuggles, hold on, I'm signing off. Hold on.
My bad.
It's all good. You know, it happens like that. We get deep in the great discussion, man. Definitely appreciate y'all pulling up, man. Y'all didn't even, as a matter of fact, y'all didn't even say who y'all had to win the Elimination Chamber before we get up out here. Who y'all got? Do y'all got AJ? Do you got Matt Riddle, Austin Theory, Brock, this dude Seth Rollins, or Lashley? Who y'all got before we get up out of here? Who y'all got winning the chamber?
I mean, I wanted to
Lashley, you got Brock, you got Austin Theory, you got Matt Riddle, Seth Rollins.
I was gonna say before you asked that question that imagine a Claymore kick getting turned into an end of days. That'd be awesome. But I would love to see Lashley or Seth Rollins. And here's why, because Lashley, it's the Almighty era, and people have been shitting on his era, and I'm like the only fan of his, even when he had the championship the first time around. And the reason why I want Rollins to win is because if Lesnar's going to be in there, what's the one thing in life that's constant besides death and taxes, which is Rollins owning Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar in the middle of the ring. Roman Reigns.
Raw is boring too. Raw's boring.
No, that's not a constant in the universe. But like, you know, Lesnar or Roman Reigns has a losing record to Rollins. Rollins owns him, and I think Rollins also owns Lesnar record-wise. I don't think Lesnar has officially
ever predetermined. Blame Vince.
I don't know what you're talking about, but you know, with Rollins, he always owns them, and he's a smaller guy, so it makes sense.
What's your first name, Mark?
It's Snuggles.
Oh, okay.
You said Mark Snuggles.
It's
Snuggles.
What's wrong with WWE? There's nothing wrong with Seth Rollins winning.
Who's your favorite Howard Stern character? Crackhead Bob?
Hold on, Nate. Before you get
Beetlejuice.
Before you get into all that, wait. Hold on, y'all. Like I said, we gotta wrap up the show. Nate, so what's your choices? What's your choice? I mean, to win the chamber.
Oh, Lesnar's gonna battle Roman and things.
No.
So you say Lesnar. So you think they're gonna do the whole title versus title at WrestleMania?
Brand split's going bye-bye.
So let me ask you this then.
Hold on, let him finish. I'm gonna let him finish, and then you say what you have to say. Then we'll wrap the show up. Go ahead, Nate. Hold on. I'm gonna let you ask.
France was going bye-bye because you got to look at it. Raw and SmackDown do not have enough superstars on each show, so they have to get rid of the brand split. So there we go. And you got to remember, too, there's going to be more cuts coming after Mania season, like every year. So there we go. Okay.
So you're telling me that if they decide to go with the title versus title unification match, are you saying that they're going to come up with a brand new design for the title belt?
Yeah, it'll just be a WWE world title. That's it.
As a matter of fact, we discussed that from before too. It is about that time for them to get a new belt, because don't they switch up their belt like every decade?
Something like that.
It's been like every 10 years. You know what I mean? Like something like that. that they get a new design for their belt. This is definitely that time.
I don't like that belt that much.
But you can have Roman have 2 titles. Just make him look like fucking Mike Tyson back in the day when he had like 3 or 4 fucking boxing titles, you know?
Remember that time when Chris Benoit had like 8 titles on his arms? He had like 4 on each arm.
Or Ultimo Dragon.
Yeah, Ultimo Dragon had it too.
Yep.
Yeah, him too. Yeah.
Kenny Omega.
Anyways, y'all, I'm about to, wrap this up. Great conversation on, I'm saying, episode 7. Shouts go out to Nate. Shouts go out to Snuggles. You can definitely catch them. Snuggles got his own channel. Make sure you sub to him. Snuggles the only one. Check out his content. He like to play video games and listen to music, so you can check him out. And also Nate is on Blog Talk and all that fly stuff. So you can check out Inside Wrestling starring Nate with more of your some wrestling, good old fashioned wrestling talk. Yeah, I can check him out. You know what I'm saying? And that's it, man. Next time I go live, I'm gonna let y'all know, and we're gonna basically build more on the road to WrestleMania and the fuckery that goes on backstage at WWE, and
I don't know what that means.
And what's next for AEW?
Oh wait, I just got an update. 1 out of 2 pillows loves Monday Night Raw.
There you go.
Raw has been great.
Oh my god. What year?
Motherfuckers.
Charlotte was beautiful last night. Jeez.